Sustainable design is all about creating built spaces that reduce negative impacts on the environment. Millbrook Marsh and State College, shown here, is a great example of sustainable design. But in other cases, it can be difficult to understand what tangible changes can be made to a design space to make it more sustainable. To understand and calculate what kind of changes can be made to a design space to make it more sustainable, you can use the Pathfinder application, which helps landscape architects and designers understand how materials and vegetation impact a site's climate positivity and carbon footprint. One of my main internship responsibilities at Pashek+MTR has been to analyze the carbon footprint of one of their projects, the redesign of Southside Park in Pittsburgh, using the Pathfinder application. Pashek+MTR's redesign of Southside Park includes many site improvements, like a gravel parking lot, stream and rain garden, stormwater storage area, and improved playground and basketball court. To begin using Pathfinder, you must provide background information about the site, including a title, project type, completion date, and other basic information. Then you can draw the boundary of your site. While the site boundary tool is simple, it is flawed in that it only allows you to draw a polygon, so if there are aspects of the site inside you don't want to include, you can't delete them. Once Pathfinder has this background info, it will ask you to input values into 3 categories: materials, plants, and operations. Pathfinder asks for specific data in terms of paving materials in their respective areas and depths, and vegetation types and counts. To gather this information on Southside Park, I used Pashek+MTR's project construction documents and planting plans, and created this table to organize my data before I put it into Pathfinder. While time-consuming, the data entry aspect of this Pathfinder exploration was simple. However, it was difficult to make sure materials and vegetation were being represented properly in Pathfinder because not all material and vegetation choices are available. For example, I had to use no-mow lawn to represent wetland, which is not accurate. When you're finished entering data, you are provided a scorecard breaking down each material's impact and a timeline of carbon sequestration. The scorecard told me that Pashek+MTR's redesign of Southside Park will take about 103 years to be climate positive. That may seem like a long time, but it is a significant improvement to this site.
Hello, my name is Sarah Thompson. I'm a landscape architect and principal at Pashek+MTR. We're a landscape architecture and community planning firm in Pittsburgh.
In what ways can the Pathfinder application be improved?
Oh, yeah. So there's definitely a lot of information that will be difficult to input into the tool without having done a lot of research. There's a lot of great standard, easy data to input, but then there's also a lot of stuff that's missing. And so how do we reconcile that? So that's going to be an interesting piece that hopefully will be figured out through future iterations, future versions of this.
How do you see Pathfinder impacting the field of landscape architecture in the future?
I think it definitely has made me think about material choices and how we can improve either the recipes for those materials, looking at researching other alternative materials to make our designs more sustainable.
Hi, I'm Kara Rogenkamp. I'm a principal at Pashek+MTR.
What do you think would be the best way that the Pathfinder app can be used in the design process?
So for us, it was incredibly useful to be able to compare different materials and even different assemblies, getting pretty specific into that. So we found out that it does make a difference what thickness of concrete we use, not for something like concrete paving. We also found out that using materials like crushed stone for pathways where we can could reduce the carbon footprint of our projects. And of course, that planting trees is incredibly important as far as drawing down carbon in the atmosphere.
How can the Pathfinder data be used for marketing purposes?
So I think one thing that is really interesting to us is how could we use this program, this tool, to communicate the best way to achieve our clients' climate goals. We do often have clients who are really interested in being sustainable and minimizing their carbon footprint. But there's also a lot of times functional goals like having enough parking. So I think being able to show our clients, you don't scale back on the landscape budget because these trees will really help you achieve your goals is something that could be really important.
As Kara and Sarah said, Pathfinder has the potential to be extremely useful to designers. As a future landscape architect, I found this exploration to be extremely valuable and that it helped me understand the impact of small changes which can be easily made to improve the sustainability of a design. That, and we should always plant more trees.